And if you have a fever, get those blankets off of you.
No!
Uh-oh.
You always yell at me about it.
No, just getting the pirate intro.
Oh, right. Music. Music! It'd help if I was there. Music going. We good, Jeebus?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That hesitation there.
That's real. Twitch is being weird, but I'll get it growing. Twitch doesn't really need the whole thing. YouTube's good.
I got you covered on Twitch.
Come on. Start the music.
It should be starting.
Music's going for me.
Wow.
Same.
Well, for some reason, it's been a pain for me. Let me try refreshing a few times. There we go. Alrighty. Welcome back to the Sea of Sorrows, buddy.
Woo!
Last time, Zamar and the gang ended up saving another domain from possibly becoming far, far worse. And as they left the islands, there are some things that probably need to be tied up, but who knows where that'll end up. So there was a vampire after them. And the last time they were requested to stop by the Hag's Lighthouse, where Callisti and Mistress K are waiting. And that's where we will pick up on your travel. If you have anything you want to talk about on your travels, or if you want to go straight there.
Elliot will
Vamp for like 2 minutes.
Elliot will most likely ask the group to stop by at the island of Cicero first. Since he still has the mirror, he wants to at least see if he can... He wants to give those kids the option to break their curse or embrace it.
I mean, fuck it, I can take a detour. It's not gonna be too much of a deal. I hope, anyway.
Yes, I understand you want to go back into your war effort, but I would also like to just make sure that the children have their chance to make their decisions. And I suppose I do have a word or two to speak with my father.
If he's still kicking on the island, that is.
I suspect he does feel some level of responsibility for the fact that it was his blood that was used to turn the children into Dampier.
I don't know. Considering he was also hanging naked, I don't know if he seems like the kind of responsible father figure, but who knows? Kyle's kind of steering.
You do know that I was from my wretch of a mother that hung him up like a piece of meat.
Oh no, I'm aware. Kyle did not say anything else.
And Ellie just, again, as he makes that reply, there's just absolutely no show of emotion on that part.
Just out of curiosity, though, you're still gonna respect whatever choice they make, right?
Yes, are you?
It's not my goal to choose how people live their lives.
No, as I recall how quick to stabbing you are to the Fang folk.
I'm lessening some of that. Somewhat. I'm trying. As you see.
Uh-huh.
Plus, ultimately, they're a product of something that they didn't get to choose, so giving them at least a right to choose something kind of makes me feel a little bit better.
That is mature of you.
I mean, in some ways I see a bit of myself in them, considering.
Then Ellie will look over to Deckham. I do apologize. This is a detour away from Mistress K, but I do need to make sure I finish all loose ends on my end as well.
Yes, fine. Well, totally fine. Don't worry about me.
I do worry. You've been acting twitchy a bit.
It's strange just trying to balance the new with the old.
Finally, I'll check on Zamar. How are you holding up? I suppose you are reluctant to leave the family now that you've been reunited with them.
Well, I spent a lot of my early years in a monastery, and I'm sure I will spend a lot of my later years in a monastery. So I might as well at least get my adventuring out while I can.
Thank you all.
For what?
For going on this detour with me.
I mean, it was either that, or make a pit stop, get some food, wait a little bit, talk to Callisti, get some more food, go to war. Kind of swimming in some options, at least for a little bit.
Speaking of swimming, Elliot looks around at the vast seas. I don't see that particular kraken that Deckham had. Persuade to not bother us.
You mean he befriended him, right? Kyle just kind of looking over the horizon.
No, he's probably pissed. But I can do it again, though.
I will see if I can aid you on that.
We're gonna fucking die in this ocean.
That's pretty clear, you know. Possibility, we did.
Thanks.
Well, I almost died in the ocean once. I guess I can try to do it again.
Let's not.
I saw the bottom.
How was it?
Terrifying.
I'll keep that in mind. Plus, we do still have some or actual alive people as well. That's it. It's Mark and Zan, who are probably working on something else right now.
I believe they're sleeping after making them sail that many days in a row. Think they get a break and then don't, and then also think they get a break again and then they don't.
Such is the cruelness of the life on sea. As Kyle just starts swinging some of her rum. Kind of a bitch.
Yes, I believe there was rumors about something called the Bitch Queen out there. A massive water elemental goddess.
Just hearsay and rumors.
Well, from my understanding, she is a truly evil being. So I can kind of understand that the terms of the seas are fickle.
Did I give you guys money?
No. Because I'm still poor. Because I spent
I
all my
forgot
money on
all
the ship and I
about
haven't-
it.
I have 500 gold still.
Someone didn't spend their fucking money. I have...
Neither did I. I spent some.
I spent all mine on the ship, so I'm still kind of reeling from that.
I mean, I got 140 copper and 10 silver, so I think that's probably the richest Elliot has ever been.
I have 2 electrum and 10 copper. I'm swimming in money.
Somebody roll me... Hey. Roll me a d6.
B.
So, the Oni clan, as sort of asking forgiveness and such did give you about 4,000 gold in tribute.
Huh, okay, I'll just add 1,000 gold to my inventory. Well, thank
So we
God.
put it in the bag, right?
I'm just adding it to my personal, but I guess we could add it to the bag too. Do we have that party bag? Oh yeah, the party inventory. It's up to you if you want to. Oh, there's still a fucking long hammer in there and the notes to make a grenade? God damn it.
I've used that grenade.
In there. No, there's the plans to make a grenade. There's not an actual grenade.
Yes, we haven't had time to stop by and give it to Mistress Peck so she can make us grenades.
Sure, Deckham can figure something out.
I am not really a tinkerer.
Why?
I mean, I have the ability to fix myself, but I really haven't made anything
Just
new.
think of it like a cake.
You could also set, except when you set cake on fire, it doesn't blow up half the ship that's made of wood.
That only happened one time.
Those must have been some very explosive cakes then.
I was trying to light the candles for Zinmar's birthday, but may have used lightning bolt.
Ah. That explains the sound of thunder.
This is why I don't let you people on the ship alone anymore.
Everyone was here.
Yes,
I was asleep.
And I don't recall
half
having...
Stop drinking so much.
No, I should just take more rum.
Elliot just looks at Kyle's drinking habits and looks over to Deckham. I'm not sure since I don't really partake in the alcoholic consuming, but wouldn't this be bad for her liver?
Don't worry.
I don't know. I don't have one.
It kind of got modified along with, like, points to her whole self. All of this, so I don't even know what the fuck my liver is anymore.
I see. Then looks back to Deckham. Well, I would be guessing, considering that you're always managing Lady K's food and nutrition intake.
Yes, she's a half elf. It's all just you'll. Let me put it this way: he's a carnivore, points at Zinmar. Kyle's a Kyle, and you're damn fair. I have had to do so much research.
This is true. Before I met any of you, I'd even understood the luxury of the sense of taste.
You're welcome.
Indeed.
I mean, we did have
Thank
to
you.
murder people at a church in order to get that. Multiple times, actually. Actually, I'm noticing a pattern. Why is it that we keep destroying things in religious sanctities, or generally religious connotation?
Because if you think
'Cause we
about
either-
it, this particular dimension, realm, place that we're in has a perverse sense of humor of twisting what is supposed to be good into its wickedness.
But why only churches? Sure, that's like one form of like a religious outlet, but there's probably other beings of good, like an orphanage or... Fuck, I don't know.
All of a sudden you hear his part. You don't want to ask about...
Don't talk about the orphan.
You do recall that the Iron of Cicero was its monastery abbey was also acting as an orphanage, yes?
No, I get that, but like, it's still by proxy a church first and orphanage second.
Places that are usually seen as sanctuaries for those that are despot, feeling exiled or vulnerable, would go to such places for sanctuary, but due to this world's perverse sense of humor, it turns those sanctuaries into asylums of torture and depravity.
So it just turns every place into a bar. Got it.
I would think
Just-
that even
just-
I
Just
would-
so you understand, there was an orphanage in Valaki, where we're from.
Do I want to
Demon
know?
possession.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking 3-year-old kid walking on a ceiling, spewing blood everywhere, and trying to stab people with a knife. Okay? We don't talk about fucking orphanages.
I mean, Elliot does that on a
Alright,
regular
calm
Tuesday.
down.
I don't recall talking much about orphanages on a regular
No,
Tuesday.
I bet spewing blood and climbing on the ceiling. Never mind. Bad joke.
I see, but I don't think I spew blood at all,
You mean
other than
that
my own
joke?
injuries.
Oh my god.
No, every time we get into a fight, you do it quite a bit.
As I said, I think most of that is my own blood and injuries.
Like 50-50 then.
So, player to the DM, we're going to the Island of Cicero.
Yeah.
Yep. Just prepping a few last minute things on that.
So, I think I asked this before, but should we find it odd that the mirror doesn't show our true selves at all, or it just shows us as us? Does that mean we're the final entities of what we're meant to be? I don't know. It gets weirdly philosophical.
Philosophical.
Thank you. As I'm having a fucking stroke.
Elliot looks at takes a look at the mirror, holds it up toward Kyle. Perhaps it's more the fact that you are content of where you are at.
I wouldn't say I'm content, but it's workable.
Perhaps I should have worded it better. You have accepted what you have.
There's like this moment of hesitation of, sure. But she's not gonna argue because she knows he's gonna go into a circular kind of thing constantly.
Well, he's not doing circular. He's just making
No.
no.
I'm just saying it's gonna in her perception, it's gonna go into a circular reasoning of she says not really, but then it's gonna constantly be in her mind of him reshuffling words to kind of a bit of mold in her mind.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully after all this is over, we can at least just finally relax after this. Kind of tired of just collapsing, I guess, planes of existence? Realms? Yes? Kind of dabbles between both.
I think in this particular
Yeah, really,
case,
it's... You could probably call it realms.
I like to believe that we at least set one of them free.
I hope so, but we also don't know the ramifications of everything. Of what being free in this realm might be. Maybe it gives more solidity to different things. Or solidarity. No, wrong word. More of an anchor to this world.
Well, I was hoping more of the removal of said anchor and never coming back to this place.
Let's hope that's the case at least.
The journey is pretty much uneventful. The screaming dolphins, they keep you up one night. But, wasn't too bad, at least. You guys arrive in Sleepyville, disembark. The town definitely seems in better spirits. You know, it's livelier. People seem to be more active than when you first arrived. Not to mention there are now families that are back together.
Huh. You know, this place looks a lot nicer now that it's not being threatened by everything kind of roaming around.
Just to be on the safe side, Ellie's going to immediately cast, he's going to use his Divine Sense. He's mostly trying to sense out any consecrated or
Are you doing that in
desecrated.
the town, or are you doing that as you enter?
He'll use one in upon entering or into once he gets into town, or once until he gets to Sleepyville, and again when he gets closer to the Abbey.
Definitely don't sense anything in the town. Outside of the Abbey, you don't sense anything.
Alright, as he enters, he'll use it one last time. I'll only be clicking it non-stop, so that'll be 3 of his 4 Divine Senses.
Nope, within reach.
I think 60 feet, so...
Yep, I was measuring because you open the doors. You do see someone who you should be pinging, but he's outside of your range, along with 3 others.
Are we supposed to be on a map yet?
Yeah, that's what I was curious.
Did it not move you?
Nope.
No.
What the heck? I moved the little doodaddy.
Yeah, it's very weird now. It's kind of still
I
hard.
have to drop it in the middle instead of on the corner like it used to.
Okay.
Yeah, how dare you put it in the wrong area, Moogle? Goddamn.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're fine, buddy.
Oh, here's my chance. If Ma's bloody, then punch him.
God damn it. I hate you.
What?
Alright, so if I'm there... Yeah, they would be out of my range.
So there are 4 that
Hey,
should be
my
pinging.
buddy.
Oh god, it's the children.
Of course. Why is Kyle bloodied? That was the question now.
They were bloody last time we were on this map.
That is
Yeah,
true.
'cause it
So was
the
I.
fight. Also, my health is a lot lower.
They're old tokens, guys.
I know.
Wait, is that the librarian sister? I can't remember her name at the moment.
Quiet one who seemed to be always reading.
Yes.
Yes. She notices you, but just kind of goes back to reading.
Gives her a silent nod. At least like acknowledgement.
Well, this music's way too happy for right now.
Oh, yeah. Mariner, you're good at picking music.
It is something
Uh,
easy going. It's not too bad, not too good.
this
There
might
we
be
go.
too bad.
Not really. We're in a church.
True.
To be fair, I was also BRB'd, so I couldn't really change the music.
Ah, okay.
So this is Jeebus's call, not mine. I would have went with ODST theme, actually. That's like the default.
It's not raining.
Yes, it is. It's always ready to get Cicero.
As you enter and move down, you watch as your father, Elliot, is holding a book and reciting things to the 3, half-bloods you left here in your last trip.
Huh. Interesting.
You see Candace. The one that you were said might be changeable. Ah, my son. You look well.
All things considering, yes.
New armor?
taking down a immortal lich that was having an entire bunch of isles of people under its cursed grasp, yes.
It's actually pretty impressive, son.
I had a lot of help as Elliot hand gestures behind him to the others. Also, I found a interesting artifact that might help the children make a decision of their own choice, as he holds up a mirror. And I suppose one could say it also helped me find my path as a avenger rather than one who follows a path of conquest.
I thought there was something different about you. You don't seem so rigid.
I guess I have my friends to thank for that as well.
Hello.
Elliot passes the mirror out. It is, from my understanding, the wishes or desires of the ones who look into it. They can make their choice of the change if they wish. But again, it's really up to their choice. And it seems to provide a possible look into their future.
Who do you hand it to first?
Makes a commentary, ladies first, as he looks over to Candace.
Do you look in the mirror as well, or?
Elliot's going to respect her choice, as what Kyle had said. He'll just simply say to Candace, whatever you see in the mirror, it is a possibility. In the end, it is your choice that will make the matters and difference of it all.
Would you roll me a D100?
Alright. Uh, 93.
She looks at it. After a moment, there's a bright flash that all of you can see. Father kind of recoils a little bit, worried. The boys do. But as your vision clears and returns, watch as Candace is touching her mouth, feeling her teeth. And then suddenly you hear the most hungry stomach you've ever heard.
Deckham,
I'm on it.
thank you.
He opens up his chest cavity and it just smells like a bakery throughout here now.
Elliot
Totally
just
like a chef hat just appears on his head.
almost on cue.
I'll know that sound anywhere.
Thank you. As he says it to Deckham.
Hands over one of my super easy personal favorites. It's just a croissant with ham and sandwich with melted ham and cheese, and just hands it over to the little to Candace. Hey, what? Yeah,
She devours it.
there is plenty more where that came from.
Elliot, you do no longer smell the vampire taint upon her.
He looks over to the two boys. Remember, the choice is yours. I won't force anything upon you. And whichever choice you make, know that it will be respected. There are benefits to being what we are. but at the same time, there are consequences that we have to face eventually.
Roll me a history.
Okay.
You can roll at advantage.
Uh-oh. $15.
You remember your father saying that they might not be able to be changed back because they have partaken in blood.
Ah. Elliot
But it's
pauses.
a might. So I'll need you to roll me 2 D100s.
Well, again, he is giving them the choice to look into it or not. He's not going to just shove the mirror to their direction.
Don't look. I'm giving this a chance. See what happens. So I need 2 D100s,
Right.
and they both need to be high.
All right. We're aiming high, guys. I got a 3.
That's a 3.
I know, the Hector number.
The mirror explodes.
The oldest boy on the left, he actually begins to break down crying. If anybody looks in the mirror, you see pretty much the standard Nosferatu. Vampire. No reflection. As slowly becomes mist. The other boy, on the other hand, it takes a few moments. There is no bright flash. But slowly, and what is clearly rather painfully, you sense it lessening in him. But it's not entirely gone. There is some small fraction of him that will forever be a vampire. Whether that is the hunger or something. From what you can tell, it might be just slight pointing of his ears. But the taint has subsided from him as well, as you hear the signs of human life returning to him. Hunger, pain. He's as human as he can get, while sadly the other boy, not. It's the one that's mostly returned.
What were their names? I don't think we ever got them.
Oh boy.
I got...
I have to stop doing this to Moogle.
I think it was Danny and John.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I wrote their names somewhere in my notes somewhere, but I just don't want to go through the effort of hunting it down right now. And again, Elliot looks at the first to the mirror, but then to the two boys. Because he didn't look at the mirror when they were looking at it, out of respect for what will they see and how they react to it. Just so you know, it only presents a possible future. Yes, some things can be changed, but in the end, it will be up to you, yourself, and your own individual will that will determine an outcome that you could be satisfied with. I will say that the mirror presented a change in my tenets to being that of the one who sought to redeem those around, but considering the vast evils that I've seen, I chose to take on the new path of the Avenger. Not all paths are set in stone. And I am sure at least my father and myself, and there are others out there, hopefully, that will be willing to extend aid and you don't have to face your paths alone. Of course, Elliot's looking at the mirror, thinking now to himself, not out loud or anything, but says, "Now, how do I return this thing back to the Silver Dragon?"
You're not sure if you take the mirror back.
Yes,
You have some weird feeling that it will.
I'm gonna roll this for Elliot. Because right now, he knows his father has his role here, watching stuff going on here. Yeah, he's gonna pull the band-aid off on that one. This is difficult to still regard you as father after that many decades away, but I do need to have word with you. It is mostly about the Bell Harbor, I mean. I said the wrong. I said the wrong place. I apologize.
I was very confused for a second there.
We want to point out somebody who does approach.
I'm sorry.
This.
I know we were just dealing with the Oni clan, but come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I will not apologize. I made the mistake. I'll roll with it, but I corrected myself.
That.
Did you
Oh
shift
my.
Z?
No,
Yeah, you did.
I didn't see anything.
It did for me.
You didn't pop up for me for some reason.
Yeah, he didn't hop up on my end either.
Me either.
Let me restart.
Why is Mariner the only one? Weird.
I'm having weird internet problems on my browsers today. Maybe I got too many open.
Okay, I saw
There goes
something.
again.
I saw something about ready to pop open, but then it stopped.
She's working.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I saw the loading thing, but I don't see him now.
Okay, this is weird. That is not working for some reason. I bet it glitched out when I was uploading it.
Sometimes also too, Roll20 just decides, hey, you remember that image that worked like a month ago? Guess
There we
what?
go.
It doesn't work anymore.
That's a new face.
Ah, yes, anime man.
So, this is Abbott Bartleby.
Oh. As Kyle's is drinking, just stops for a minute.
Abbott Artley.
I wish to thank you for both your help here and as well as your mercy with the people who have been changed.
Ah, last time we met, your form was different. I remember now.
Yes.
Were there any others that has still been changed? Perhaps this mirror could help them if they're in that particular situation.
The parents have been returned. It took some time, but mostly it was healing of the wounds that they've sustained from their panics and fury.
Also, Mughal, I think his token disappeared on my screen. Like, completely.
Yeah, it did for mine as well. Like, you should see it, and he's like, gone.
I'll be used for this.
It was more like, if I cannot be present here, then I will not be present anywhere. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think I deleted that, that's why.
Ah, there we go. Okay, now I got a sense of spacing where he's at.
And I have much to thank you for trying to help these children as well.
Elliot just gives a nod.
He gives a soft bow before returning to his prayers.
I hope you all live bountiful futures. Although I do need to have a word with my father here about Bell's Harbor.
Yes, my son. Perhaps,
Privately.
yes.
As Elliot will now start making
Aww.
Actually, my Deckham, be sure to entertain Candace with some of the food. I'm sure she's been hungry. Kyle, this actually involves you as well, to some degree.
Hopefully your
Alright.
one-on-one with your father goes as good as my one-on-one with my father.
Let us hope
Apparently
so.
I'm tagged. Oh wait, did Elliot want Kyle to come in or no? Said it was going to pertain to her as well.
In a moment.
Oh, okay.
I'll call you.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
Oh, that's a new face, I think.
Alert a bouncer.
Oh, yeah. Probably don't remember it. Here's...
I don't think we've seen him yet, actually.
No.
Can't believe they made Light Yagami into a priest.
No, it's the guy who used to work in the kitchens. He's just uncursed now.
No, actually, that's Dean Edmonds.
Who?
There's an abbot and then there's a dean. that oversees
Oh,
the-
okay.
it's Dean
I don't think
Edmonds.
I don't think we actually.
They both went missing.
Yeah,
Ah,
Correct.
he was
I
one of
think we
those.
saw him at the very end, but that was it.
Yeah, like it was more so the abbot talked to us more so than the dean.
Ah. Hello, friends. Kind of waves at you and... Was Kyle
Waves.
supposed to be in part with the talk, or...?
Not yet.
No. Yeah. He said later,
Okay.
so that's why I asked, like above table.
Yeah.
Your father kind of waves and they kind of understand, like, oh, yeah, we should probably... You know...
Elliot also
That's
sees
not
the nun all the way over there. Gives her a slight bow, but also gestures to the door.
A bow and then a middle finger to the door.
I mean, I was gonna say he points, he gestures with the sword, but he kind of wants to keep that sheath for now as long as
That
possible.
sounds worse.
I know. That's why I just said, just gestures with his open palm.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, so once Ellie makes a quick look around. Right, so to get to the point of it, it seems like Bell's Harbor is in the middle of a civil war right now.
And you're going to get involved.
Yes, considering that in a indirect way I have suspicion that I was among those that caused the civil war to happen.
Might I ask how? Because one doesn't just oops a civil war.
The young lady that is one of my traveling companions, Kyle, or at least from my understanding, the one that tormented her, as well as, you could say, the one that's somewhat connected to Mother. As Ellie kind of says that in a detached manner. As well as, well, is the same individual that has caused a bit of ruckus and got a family of, I believe their surname entirely was Weathermay Foxgrove, entangled. can't quite remember the name exactly of Valeria.
Now that I mentioned that name, your father kind of tenses up a little bit. I was kind of hoping you'd stay the hell away from that woman.
Unfortunately,
You call her that?
I had the unfortunate experience of meeting one of her creations in another vampire's fallen domain, looking for a book that apparently, if my understanding correctly, has now been taken to Bell's Harbor.
I see.
My curiosity is, what is the connection you have with Lord Grey, and if he is considered, I suppose, and even in the terms of vampiric society, someone that I would help in this situation, since it seems like this Valeria creature is moving against them, and was the one that caused not only the Civil War, but brought in, I wouldn't say brought in, but has a bunch of vampire hunters after her. So in a sense, lured the enemy of my enemy into the lairs.
Lord Grey and I are old acquaintances. At one time, I entered Bell's Harbor and found myself amid a lot of vampires, as I'm sure you're aware. There's no shortage in Bell's Harbor. However, I found him to be a noble and chivalrous man. He decided that only feeding upon criminals and livestock, not people, livestock, but cows and sheep and such, was the proper way of their people. That they, as vampires, had some noble responsibility to be better than the base animals that many of them tend to be.
Considering the situation as is, why would the individual Valerie be, I'm just going to call her that for now, since I cannot quite get her name right. Why would she go out of her way to not only cause a civil war amongst vampires and make Bell's Harbor a war zone? What exactly is her end goal, considering her connections to Mother and gestures to the direction of where the three children were? The whole situation with the blood god and turning other vampiric blood into others.
Takes a deep breath and lets out a sigh. Valeria's choice to do things tends to be because it interests her. I've stopped trying to understand that creature, that monster. She likes to believe that she's some kind of scientist or inventor. The worst, though, is that she actually considers herself to be an artist. Crafting chaos and He motions through the door, or through the wall. Pieces, as she calls them. A connection to your mother was likely to see if some vampire god could be used in her own sick, twisted experiments.
So if that's the case, then I suppose the last question I would have is, what does Lord Grey have, or I suppose what does Valeria stand to gain for causing this whole war on Lord Grey himself?
He leans in. Chaos. And no shortage of test subjects. You think the vampires are the only one being caught in this? She's undoubtedly using the chaos of it all to gather resources. And by that I mean people. Let alone other vampires.
Oh, that I have no mistakenly doubt on that. Considering that there's also the situation with the place called Paradon City.
I believe the Paradon is its own problem. People of that place have to solve it.
Hopefully. Alright. I just wanted to bring that up and see where was the stance of Lord Grey, since one of his pauses to really think about it. Children, I suppose, knew who I was and passed me the Blade of the Black Templar, mentioning a familiar connection between yourself and Lord Grey. So I figured I'd at least look into that a little bit more now that we're not scrambling to deal with certain issues.
Ah, yes. Was it the pink-haired one or the other?
The pink-haired one.
Her name was Mary.
Unfortunately, I don't quite remember. I think it was Air. We were quite busy dealing with a bunch of... Still are. A bunch of sea dogs that... currently are now down to 2 members. Alright, at least now I know where the path is set, and I don't want to be taking too much time. I'm sure my friends are going to be somewhat impatient. They tend to start, I believe the phrase is, get the ball rolling very quickly.
Ah, I see. Well, I wish you luck, my son.
As I wish you luck training the, I guess, 2 other ones that will be under your care.
Their parents were not so lucky. And I've... Since Candace does not have a family either, I have chosen to take over. So I guess she could be considered your sister in a way. And they're your brothers.
Ironic, Deckham actually made that commentary when we were last time we were here. The Warforged that is with us.
Ah, bakery.
Yes. Our impromptu chef with very good skills in cooking.
I still find it hard to imagine something without a mouth being able to cook.
I suspect it is because he has to take care of those around him that he is more aware than even those that are of flesh and blood are. But, as I said, I don't want to keep them waiting for too long. I was thinking of having Kyle also in this conversation, but I don't want her to get sudden trigger fingers or stabbing people immediately.
Understandable. She's been through a lot in her life.
Haven't we all?
Valeria has had a touch of her.
Speaking of this creature, Valeria, how often does she change her form? From my understanding, at least from piecing together Kyle and from the ghost of the Fox Grove woman, it seems like she has.
Remember. Oh, yes. I don't remember if those back home had a situation. Lord Grey made it very clear that there would be no children turned. Valeria was 12 when she was turned. So I want you to think of a vampire with a child's mentality. She changes of form probably more often than we would consider changing clothes.
Well, considering the chaos she is sowing, she's not going to get any mercy from me.
Even though I say she is a child, she is a cold, calculating creature. And a sick one at that.
I expect no less. I have taken the oath of avenging those that have been wronged by such evil. I intend to see it through.
I mean, just to put this in perspective, and I don't mean in the kinky sort of way, she turned someone into a set of furniture. They're still alive.
As said, there won't be any mercy. Hopefully either me or Kyle will deliver a finishing blow and make sure she does not come back ever again. But
Wish you the best of luck, but she's probably going to be a very hard one to take down, my little son. Even I was not able to get close enough to do that. I'm sure your friend can attest to the kind of, well, person she is.
well, we have backup, and surprisingly, my friends are quite more capable than their appearance foretell. And it was good talking to you, Father. It will take some time for me to get used to that.
Trust me, it's not been easy getting me to realize that I still have a son.
There's actually a slight crooked smile that actually comes out from Elliot.
It's mirrored back.
Ah, that's where you inherited from.
Yeah.
Alright, let's not keep the others
You guys
waiting.
think something weird just happened?
I feel like someone's insulting me.
There's two vampires in a room. What's the worst that can happen?
They insult my cooking.
I don't think they could taste your cooking.
This is about cooking. As Elliot steps out.
Does Elliot still have the smile on his face?
A bit, yeah.
So,
Oh,
That's
God,
the
who
weird
died?
thing that happened.
anything
I believe the phrase is that we're preparing funeral arrangements.
Child, Elliot steps out. Anything important that we care to fill us in on, or nah?
Well, for Bell's Harbor, we can at least trust that the individual as Lord Grey will not be our immediate enemy and a person of interest to keep alive. As for most others that are inciting the situation and involved, they are free game.
Keep that in mind.
Looks over to Candace and enjoying the food. Decca makes probably the best food that I've been able to taste after.
She's barely taken time to inhale or to take breaths. Decca.
Water, drink something.
Don't also drink while eating. I've done that before. It does not work.
I look at Decca's head, someone appreciates me.
I appreciate you once when I'm sober.
Actually, Hammered you really likes me.
Hammered Me also has watched the ship get set on fire at least 3 times.
Only once from me.
That does not denote anything different from my statement. I wasn't blaming you, I'm just pointing out a fact.
Blame as much for the other 2. Alright, well this child's eating all my groceries. I need to go run and get more. Also, Harley's back, so I need to go help her with groceries.
Okay. That was a heck of an exit there.
Where the hell are we gonna get groceries on Cicero unless we see Barnaby or whatever his name is?
Well, at least we don't have to worry about the situation in Paradon City, at least. But now that we've mostly settled our business here in the island of Cicero for the time being, we should focus on heading to the lighthouse and then to Bell's Harbor.
Well, Deckham needs to find groceries wherever the fuck that is.
He is simply getting produce and food for the trip.
I don't know if they have that here.
As a player on
Well, it
tape,
was a lot more lively.
When do you guys go back through town?
yep,
Probably.
Elliot will give again a farewell to the 3 kids, his father, and the people of the abbey, and make his way out. He'll still hold on to the mirror just in case they might need it. And he'll also update Kyle on the information that he shared with his father, especially about the entity known as Valeria, or at the very least what he understood.
Great. Another fun trap of someone setting a war just to appease her sick, twisted desires. How am I not fucking surprised?
Well, considering the strange history that you've been telling me, and the strange connecting dots of why we're running into her creation, her involvement with the other domains, the Foxgrove family, and apparently her presence in Bell's Harbor, and what I suspected she was part of the dealing with the Paradon City. I'm impressed she managed to get around this much without being locked into a certain area.
She's annoyingly crafty. I'll leave it at that.
I suppose
What do you think?
this is where we make the bet of which one of us lands the killing blow on her.
I'd rather not make a bet and be the one to do it myself. She, doesn't, show any emotion, and this is more of a kind of just stone face, just stare at you.
Which is ironic, because he's not even making any sort of emotional joking stuff.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
know.
saying it.
But this is, usually Kyle would, joke around about that stuff. this is like one of the few times she's being actually serious about it.
And here I thought this would get a reaction out of you.
Not with her. There's only 3 things that I see, and most of them with her are just gonna have her involve putting her in the ground. All I want.
Let's make sure she's ashed and then put her into the ground. That way there's no chance of her regenerating.
I don't think her being regenerating is the least of our concerns.
Right. Well, Zamar, as you guessed it, the conversation with my father actually turned out better than I expected.
It's nice when that happens, huh?
It is still awkward. It is still an awkward situation, considering that last we sort of met, he was hanging on a bunch of butcher hooks like a piece of meat, and my mother was trying to kill me. So, yes, it was a much better feeling of talking without having to worry about death and being drained of blood.
You know,
It gets easier.
I will endeavor to improve upon that. Apparently, I am now the eldest brother of 3 younger siblings now.
You have siblings. Yay.
Yes, what you have mentioned before was very accurate, Deckham. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
oh god. Alright. Well, I think I've had enough fun emotion for today. Kyle just starts walking out of the abbey.
Oh, we're already out of the eye. We're like in town to
Oh,
go
okay.
get...
I thought, I didn't know this was a walk and talk thing.
Yeah, no, we were already walking and talking.
Okay.
Elliot had said his... Huh? Yeah, no, Elliot has already done his goodbyes, and...
You guys are about to hit the docks. Hello, everybody.
Oh no.
You.
It's the
Me?
it's the Brazil man.
I knew saying his name would summon him. Like a bad venereal disease that doesn't go away.
Well, I heard you need a provision. Little bird told me.
Look at that go.
Yeah.
Besides, I can smell you have a little bit of coinage in your purses today. Anything I can interest you in?
You have the eye of a toad?
I got money. You just need one?
No, that was a joke. I don't want it.
You have the breath of a fish.
Yes, I do.
You have the keyhole of Sparrow?
I might have one in the back.
You have the sinew of a bear.
Elliot leans back a little bit and speaks to Deckham. I did not know that Kyle and Zinmar were into witchcraft.
They're making fun of him.
You have the bane of a wolf?
Yes, it was
Yes,
meant
I
to be
got
a
a
joke.
lot of wolfbane, little missy.
Thank God, we might... Actually, question. Do you have any stakes or steak bullets or something to that ilk? Because we might actually need something. Or something of radiant.
You
Elliot
looking for beef or you looking for wood?
leans over to Kyle. You do know the family Miss Snowy is with, yes?
Oh, I'm aware, but I still want to load up on my own personal.
Alright. Elliot just leans back.
Sorry, what was that, Boogle?
He asked if you wanted beef or if you wanted wood.
Actually, I could go for a medium rare right now, but Deckham's cooking one right now, so we'll have to put that one on hold. hear like a timer go off deck up somewhere that Kyle probably sneakily put in you. Oh shit, it's done.
What the hell?
Deca, I fear to say this, but that might smell a bit too overly well done.
Yeah,
I didn't know I was cooking.
Yeah, sometimes I get bored and use your internals to cook some meat.
What?
Why?
What?
Shows her hands, shows a coin in it, makes coin disappear. Sleight of hand. My fucking sleight of hand.
I think I would notice if Sterling was fiddling around with my insides.
Okay.
Actually, no, that might explain the overcookedness of the steak, considering that she just placed it in there and ran away.
Pretty much. You do have exhaust ports, you do know that, right? And occasionally they open, so it's just very easy when you're not paying attention to throw a piece of meat in there.
It's so fucking rude.
I don't think you could even beat a 25.
I don't think...
Let me check. I think I actually can.
I think my default is always going to be...
I can.
My default is always going to be a 23, but...
After rolling 17, I rolled a 1.
You're
Sleight of hand. And you watch as Kyle just comes back with like a plate and a steak on it. Still a bit overdone, but oh well.
It probably just happened while he was in the middle of taking care of Candace and the others.
Yeah, like he popped open the oven with the bakery. You just like...
Do you have any kill vampire spell scrolls?
I mean, I do have some stoms. Maybe some sunbeams.
Oh, God. If you do have some radiant and laced bullets, that would also be helpful.
Oh, you want the fancy ones? Okay.
About like 10 of them would be
Hello.
fine. Oh, hello.
I see 10 of those. I could probably pot for them for about 30 gold.
Yeah, I'll take it. She'll hand him 30 gold, and I guess I'll get 10 radiant bullets.
Yeah. I got a 1d6 radiant damage.
Okay, so d6. Well, I guess this is just a stopgap in case someone's not near me to cast smite, and I can just shoot the sun in someone's face. Okay, minus 30, so 970 now.
Can I interest anyone else in anything?
I'll just kind of... What's my gun?
At the moment, I believe I have all I need at the moment, Mr. Barnaby.
Any cool robes?
I was gonna say, do you have any cool robes?
I'll...
Yes. What kind are you looking for? Fashion? Utility? Something on the magical side?
No.
You have magical and fashionable?
Pretty sure we have that, actually.
That's magical.
Hello.
Yes. I got that.
Again, Deckham.
What you looking for?
A minute, Farron, I'll be right back.
Something with the word magi in it, probably.
Oh, that's gonna be expensive.
Or maybe like a worse magic man one.
This is just for testing purposes. I'm just firing them. Doesn't do much, but these are more so for deterrence more than anything.
Only thing not magical on me nowadays is the clothes upon my back, I suppose.
Didn't you buy something when we saw the Tanuki? 'Cause I know I got this, and she like, tightens her happy.
I have this cool stick.
Does it do anything?
Yes.
What?
I'll bardically inspire you for a D4.
Oh, okay. It's a stick of inspiration. That's hilarious.
No, I have bracers of defense, and then I have
too.
my rock.
Well, I mean, if you want the real fancies, I have Robe of the Archmagi.
I don't think this entire plane has enough money for that.
I mean, if you did happen to come across 5,000 gold.
Oh, what do you know? We're
short.
Damn.
1,030 short.
I have a total of 500 gold.
Not kind
should
of be
have
1,000 you got?
1,500.
Yeah, we just got 1,000 each, too, from the Shogun.
Oh, then I have 1,500 gold.
We actually might have enough, actually, to get deck of the Archmax. I know.
I don't think I really super need it. Especially
it's up to you.
5,000 gold need it.
Yeah. Plus, that could
We
be
could get
something.
other things for you guys. Like, Deckham's pretty set, to be honest. I mean, I got a Pearl of Power, I got the Bracers of Defense, I got this cool stick I found.
I mean, I'm pretty set also, because I have the, whatchamacallit? I already have the Cloak of Elvenkind reflavored. I don't really want the boots, because I'm pretty much fine, and I don't really know anything else I would need.
I mean, for a gentleman such as yourself, Mr. Deckham,
Yes?
I do have something that, while normally works with blood, I imagine whatever you got pumping through you might work just as well.
Oh, that's the only reason I didn't ask for that specific thing.
Who
So
knows
he
what
moves
now?
over and you watch him pull up a little tiny gem vial, swap a cord.
Ooh.
Damn, he gives him a whole Honda Accord?
What's it do?
Well, you see this little thing, you
Right,
put a
are
few
you
little
okay?
drops of whatever pumping through your tubes, and it increases your magical ability by, well, depending on how much you want to spend, how much you want to go up. I hear tell, too, that your kind got them meta magics. Kind of helps regain some of those.
Oh, I'm constantly running out of those. How much?
I could probably part with this one for about 1,500 gold.
We all went to must do math.
If you want, Deckham, you can take from my share.
Can I borrow 334 gold from someone?
You can have mine.
Yes.
Of course, that's for the mid-grade. Another 500, I give you the higher one.
The head slowly turns to Zinmar.
Passes Deckham the 500.
I mean, are you sure?
Deckham,
That's nearly your
Deckham, I have,
everything you just bought.
yes, but Deckham, I've lived my life without having to really own a lot of luxury, gold, and finances. I'll be fine.
Elliot has the power of God and anime on his side.
Oh no, anime can help him.
I don't know, the Blade anime is pretty good.
Not wrong.
Wait, what? There's a. I will ask that later
Barnaby.
on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of general curiosity, so I know what I'm going to be saving for, how much would it cost to reinforce some of my ship with a little bit more iron and steel just to make sure shit doesn't blow up? So, like, above table, basically what I'm asking for is, like, steel reinforcements for the wood to, like, add 1 or 2 to AC. Just like a general cost. I'm probably not going to buy it now, but maybe later.
How big a ship you got? Oh, that thing over there, right?
Yeah, that thing kind of sitting in the harbor.
I do not have a dry dock, nor do I have anybody to assist, but I might be able to find you a good price. You make it to Bell's Harbor. And it's still in one piece.
Oh god, that does mean we're gonna hit the Kraken again. I'm not ready.
No, I think the particular situation escalated more than we're expecting.
Oh, cool. The town's probably on fire. That's about what I'm expecting. What are you trying to get? A blood well. I've never seen this item before.
No, yeah. I looked it up a while ago, but it said blood, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have any.
Wait.
No, but I assume there's oil or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has like hydraulic fluids and everything, so.
Weird how far flavor text can get one character.
Yeah, so so I just gave Deckham.
I got a +3 to wizard.
Yeah, I just gave Deckham 840 golds, but as it is, like,
Okay.
Elliot has lived as a monk and an acolyte, so he knows how to live frugally.
Well, Elliot, I think this would probably benefit you now more than me. Also, I think I have to attune to it. And he'll hand over the Pearl of Power. You run out of spell slots all the time.
I don't think that's how that works.
Elliot just looks at the pearl, looks very confused.
Yeah, that's definitely not how that works.
Really?
Is it for... it is spellcasters, right?
Spell slot.
It's only one, though, right?
And you can only... Yeah, well, it's a spell slot, and he now has 3rd levels, so... Or he should be getting close to them.
Oh, I have 3rd levels.
Slot, so...
Yeah, it's definitely just a free smite.
Yeah, that's basically... You
Yeah.
trade Pearl for Smite.
Yeah, you definitely run out of smites. Your spell slots faster than I do.
Alright, so...
Yeah, so I'll be taking the Pearl of Power out of my inventory, and you can have it.
Alright, I shall accept it.
Alright, so I'm saving up my money right now to add more AC to the boat, because I feel like that might be helpful later, because we have the DPS in the thing now. We just need a little bit more armor class.
You know, if you do happen to have a carpenter, I probably could just give you the supplies now.
It looks at Ismark and Zidmar, who are probably asleep at the bottom of the below deck right now. We'll save it for later. For now, I think we're fine.
Alright.
And before it's gonna be like the thing that fucking cost us the ship. Alright.
My spell save DC is now at 20.
Jesus Christ. God bless normal mooks dealing with that.
I'm just feeling bad for Jeebus's rolls.
Yeah!
It's a handicap, I know. I'll take my handicap.
There we go.
My handicap is how I fucking roll saves against it.
Oh my god.
Only
I will
those
never
nat
forget
20s.
that first fucking scene. And he passed. And he passed. These are mooks, right?
Like,
Yeah, +1.
I see that.
I think they only had a 0 to their modifier. I don't
They
remember.
had no modifier.
Oh, they had no
Zero modifier. Just out here rolling 17s.
God was not.
Oh, what a
Those
lot.
moves were gonna live a lot longer that day.
No, it was roll 20 that was deciding. I was like, nah, no.
I ain't feeling it. You have to do this the hard way. Meanwhile, fucking Kyle's just kind of like doing rogue shit.
Actually, you know what? I just thought of a funny idea since it's the Blade of the Black Templar. Is there any open
Oh,
slots
no.
in it?
Oh my god, stop.
I was going to insert the Pearl of Power into it.
That's hilarious, actually, never mind.
I'm sorry, what was that, Moogle?
I don't know.
Alright, I see there's like a opening in there, and I'll just put the pearl within it. There, now I don't have
Put
to...
the pearl in, you take the pearl out, you put the pearl in, and you take it off.
Well, hey, now I can, I don't have to hold the darn thing to get the spell slot. It'll just be in my sword, and I can just deliver another Divine Smite.
You can just bitch slap someone to use it.
It's gonna look really funny, but instead of like because it's red because it's filled with blood, but now it's like, what you guys see is he opens up that little hatch on his wrist and just touches the, opens up the little port. It starts to glow like a sapphire blue, and he just pins it to his chest like a little lapel pin.
Huh. So robots do have blue blood. Weird.
I have oil too,
Well, yeah, I know that.
but I didn't want that. I thought blue would look better than black.
Also, some of your oil got on my steak.
That's a you problem. That's not what cooking happens.
Hold on.
And I thought I was the one that lost my taste buds.
Where is... Thank God I can't roll below the 23. Ooh. My fries are done, too. Hell, it reaches around and grabs them.
Oh!
Right, I think we need to head to the lighthouse now.
Probably. I'm also running out of
Have a
things to
safe
cook on.
trip.
I'm running out of things to cook inside Deckham's exhaust ports without him noticing.
Is that why I've been overheating lately?
There's also spaghetti in there I tried once, but that got all burnt up. Don't worry about it.
It's just K 3 hours later. Why is there spaghetti in here?
I don't know.
Why is there burnt pasta in your ligament joints? Oh my god.
God damn it.
Barnaby, kind of wait.
I think I feel that feeling that you told me, which is uncomfy.
Yes.
Oh, because you're being like...
Very uncomfortable.
I see nothing wrong with this. That's Kyle just eating her fries. A little burnt though, but that'll work.
Imagine you're feeling what I feel like when I get wet.
I feel used.
Yes, I felt that way when we were leaving the island of Cicero after having to deal with my mother, so I somewhat understand.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Kyle just finishes the last of her fries and just kind of like, with her hands, like just collapses them together and like dusts them off.
Elliot looks over to Deckham. So I suppose is the part where I say that Kyle probably has worse taste buds than I do.
Mostly neutered.
I mean, she did just drink hydraulic fluid. Or eat hydraulic fluid off of that steak.
Oh, that wasn't steak sauce? I was wondering why it was brown.
Now begins the Rob Zombie hallucination music video.
That is not for I was going to say human consumption, but it's not for consumption. It's not good for living beings. Don't eat that.
I'll say that's debatably so. I'm still alive. Ish.
You know, Kyle, I can't really blame you. I did sneak out that shark one time.
Give it an hour till it kicks in.
The what? What? Alright. I think it's time to go sailing. As much as I enjoy the food and everything. We kind of gotta hit the open sea for a little bit.
I'm sure Miss Clisty has a growing agitation of our shenanigans.
No, I'm pretty sure she's probably dealt with worse bullshit.
Who wants to roll me a D100?
Ooh, me, because it's my ship, and I haven't rolled one in a while. Never mind, I hate it here.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
95.
The Kraken was coming back.
Yep.
Oh no.
What you do on the ship?
Try internally.
Bleep.
Well,
Kyle will probably just like.
Zinmar in his usual location.
Kyle will probably like in between like handing the wheel over to other people, actually kind of sit out on the dock and just like stargaze more towards like the back half of the ship, kind of like just sitting off the edge.
alrighty.
Elliot's just standing
Yeah,
on the
travel.
side and watches.
Okay. Beckham?
Deckham is, well, if it's, he's going to re-up on, just the things he usually carries on him for food from the galley, and then probably just, clean up and make sure everything's tidy.
Alrighty.
Making sure he looks nice.
Cleans
It's an
up the
uneventful
pasta.
trip as you guys make it back to Haig's Lighthouse. Okay, damn it. Move.
Yeah. It takes a while to get used to. Honestly, you're better off going to like the upper corner and just grabbing it that way,
That's what I started doing.
rather than like moving the individual piece. That way, it's just a lot
Hey,
easier.
give me my money.
Wow, I didn't know someone was prissy today.
I
Kyle just kind of
think-
stretching as she's walking.
Elliot steps to the side. I suppose you're eager to see Mistress K.
What? No.
My point
Beckham,
stands.
that's what that feeling is. No, you're new at these whole feeling things, but that's probably what you're feeling.
It is definitely what he's feeling.
You open the door and you see Callisti in her usual spot.
Hello.
Hello. I was wondering when you were going to arrive. But you're not late, at least.
We did took a bit of a detour.
I also got some motor oil stuck on my teeth.
Don't ask why. As he looks over to Callisti on that one.
Not how that works.
Callisti's got a weird look, looks at Kyle, looks at Deckham, looks at Kyle, looks at Deckham.
Not that kind of way.
Hope not.
Kyle immediately picked that up. Thank
I hope
God.
not.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What are
Elliot,
they, what are
And
they
I'm not
talking
going to
about?
judge. I'm the last one who's going to judge you on that.
Elliot
Not my
walks.
type, in the slightest, as Kyle just kind of takes up his seat.
Beckham, what are they talking about?
I don't know.
You don't want to know. And then Elliot looks over to
Well-
Callisti. Let's just say that Kyle developed bad cooking habits.
Oh. Because you see on Jordoba, some people really get into things with mechanical stuff, and it gets a little weird.
Why?
I
That
do
sounds
not want to
disgusting.
know any of this because that is far beyond my world's level of technology.
Well, have you ever been with a no?
No.
No.
You're missing out.
Just imagine Elliot like closing his ears, like no, 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 no.
Not even.
You can't hurt me.
No, he's
I'm
just
a people now.
standing by the window.
I imagine he's like just not acknowledging the conversation, just turned around, just looking out like, this is a beautiful garden out here.
Kind of like that, yeah. And then he also just adds to Callisti saying, like, I did took my vows of chastity and the like, so.
Alright, let's see if Deccan picks up on that now.
Deckham, you're back.
Okay, yes. We lived again.
I was actually starting to worry, but Callisti said you would be okay.
Well, she's been right so far. How have you been?
Well, I mean, other than Zool, kind of lonely. I can only clean tools so much.
Well. Oh, Zinmar, do you have that project that you picked up?
Ellie's gonna do this. Ellie will also speak.
No.
Oh, Kyle rummages through the bag of holding since she's technically the one that has it. This, and she'll toss the scroll or whatever it's in over to Deckham.
Also, Ellie's gonna add, right, Duncan might be in need of thorough cleaning considering that he and I had to walk at the very bottom of a lake to help the others to transport through dangerous waters.
It was more like a bay.
My point
Well,
stands. There's some seaweed that was still stuck to you when we got out.
Should I have a look under the hood, Deckham, or...
Well, there have been some, and he turns over to Kyle, misuse of equipment.
Oh shit, my bagels!
That? What's in my left leg?
I think they're gone now, because that was like 3 days ago.
Yes. Apparently also be on the lookout for spaghetti.
It's just Kay's just pinching her nose, the bridge of her nose, like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, please be joking, please be joking.
You built me to be extremely observant, but she's crafty.
Apparently, she had developed horrible eating habits of using exhaust pipes.
Not exhaust pipes.
I was going to tell you I was overheating, but I seem to have found the problem.
This is the dumbest thing I added, but I love it so much.
I feel like I should have a talk with you, but I also feel like I should be mad at her. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
We can do both.
Well, I mean, the talk would be involving, you not letting them do that, but...
I can't stop her. I've been on constant vigil, and she just ends up with food covered in oil and eats it.
She knows that's going to kill her, right?
There is a term called drinking like a sailor, and now I know why it's a thing.
Trust me, I've eaten worse.
I'm actually surprised that I was told that my taste buds were non-existent.
There's a difference between having existent taste buds and just getting whatever food comes to you. That's just kind of sitting like.
Though I can never quite understand the idea of eating overly cooked steak. That literally looked like a piece of leather.
And it's
I
not
mean-
like I don't have fresh food in the compartment it goes. No, she wants her own. She doesn't even ask.
I asked once, but you said that's not the right thing to do, and you were also technically in sentry mode. So that's like asking, right?
He was semi-conscious.
I was asleep. Nope, I do that now.
Wait,
Oh,
you
Oh, that's
actually...
also a thing. It's just okay. Also, I've been given a rather insightful tome, which might help us discern a bit more about me and what's currently going on. Apparently, it was written by one of the first Warforged that gained sentience.
Okay. That's different. I didn't realize they came from this dimension.
I don't think many things come from this dimension. I think the other dimensions come here, as somewhat we did.
I think that's what Felicity was trying to explain to me. That explains why I bloody well didn't understand it. You just see Callisti roll her eyes like, I can't be any more simple.
I suppose one would say think of it as a very overly used quilt and then put a lot of patches on top of it over and over again.
Miss Callisti, I've a gift for both of you, but here, and he'll place on Callisti's little table here some black tea and some jade leaf matcha.
Oh. Thank you.
And Kay, I thought you would find these nice. A fancy hand mirror, several fireworks, and that orange fox mask.
Oh, these are unexpected. Which is the best kind of gift.
Oh, good. Usually when things are unexpected, Elliot stabs them.
These fireworks?
Yes, you like this little thing here, and that one, what does that one do against Sinmoth? I
Wait,
think it
which one?
explodes. I don't know. It's just the list of
Oh,
like
yes,
all the
one,
fireworks
yeah.
you gave me.
Is there like a firecracker one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I take one of them, and I take it and I light it and I throw it out this window.
Oh no. Ellie just looks at it. You sure that's a good idea, considering that the garden might just
Bang!
get caught on fire?
Yes, I know. I remember that you and Lord Fizzlebag were working on something like this, but they just have them here, and they were free.
Oh. Well. That should make things different. Why does it smell like bat guano? Yeah, we'll look into that later.
Deckham's back straightens and the head slowly turns back to Kyle, like, what did you...
That one wasn't me for once.
Can
She
Elliot
was sipping the fireworks.
Okay.
can Elliot make the do I need to make a check? Because I heard the bad guano joke and I was like, wait, isn't that the component for fireball?
It is actually. No, it's technically bat
Yeah.
dung.
It is. Yeah, that's bad
Oh yeah,
guano.
guano is dung. I'm stupid.
Yeah. Oh.
Keep forgetting that. Yeah.
I'll just roll this.
Wait.
Elliot will add, at least as far as I know in Oarth from my realm, bat guano is one of the material components for fireball.
It is on Jordoba as well, except I've never seen it used in this method.
If I am to make the guess, it's probably because it's using a smaller variant of Fireball that isn't going to be harmful to most. As Elliot looks in the direction of Zimmar and out the window and sees what happens to the remains of whatever poor bush or garden got hit by the fireworks.
It was just a small firecracker, so it didn't do much. Scared the birds.
Gave some poor badger a heart attack.
Ah, yes. Your average island badger.
You know, those damn druid badgers just living on islands now.
I thought it was the anteaters.
It could be a honey badger because he just didn't give a fuck.
That is true.
Honey badger is the only creature that can survive the domains of dread unaffected.
They literally just walk around.
It's more the question is, do the domains of dread actually survive the honey badger?
Oh my god.
Strahd sees a honey badger. Oh no, I brought in the wrong thing today, boys.
Not again.
He throws it near the, what's the fucking door in the middle of the domain of dread? The
Door.
person that's also a door.
Oh, the shadow. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
He just throws it to that. Like, you deal with this. Oh, not a door, a gate. Sorry. But either way. Well, I think at least, since you also asked for us to come here, is there anything specific that we need to know? Looks like Callisti while we're here.
Well, other than picking up Castle from Bell's Harbor, which I strongly suggest doing and not dallying in Bell's Harbor, you only have to collect one more item if I'm understanding things correctly. So I'm hoping you're not about to go off and get yourselves involved in some civil war that you have nothing to do with.
Sure, I definitely won't. Where the fuck's my deception roll?
Elliot just goes like, oh, that's exactly what we were planning to do.
Oh, well, never mind then. Fucking Elliot just gave up the goose, so I'm not even gonna...
Need I remind you that unnecessary things are not exactly necessary?
I believe this is necessary, considering that an individual sowing chaos and about is not only pulling strings on events that we happen to be, I believe the word is, oddly coincidental in the same areas.
Doesn't help that Valaria is also getting adding more fuel to this fire, apparently.
I understand the personal problems that you're having, being your history with Valaria, Kyle. But again, the key idea is to get out of the domains of dreads, not die here.
I mean, we fought a lich,
No, we didn't.
We destroyed a lich.
No, we didn't.
Technically, we did.
I don't know if we
We
destroyed
broke a
lich.
rock.
We destroyed its phylactery, which is technically destroying a lich.
Didn't have to fight
I think
him.
you're being a little facetious.
Taking a lot of credit there.
But, look, we'll go in, get Castle. If Valaria shows up, I'll shoot her once, and then we'll call it a day.
Right. Because need I remind you, you're not the only ones trying to get out of here.
Wait, there's others?
Margula himself, and also gestures to Callisti and Miss K. They are also victims.
Do they also motions to Ismark and Zan? Plus, people that Syndra, her crew, the other Warforged that you guys brought home from the breach.
We are working towards that.
Part of me wants to put her 6 feet under, and maybe if I do see her, instinct will take over. I can't promise one way or the other.
Also, it seems like there's some circumstantial evidence and odd coincidences as connecting this Valara creature to not only Kael, also myself, and in a psychotic and sick, twisted manner, it seems like Margula.
It also doesn't help that she has Meriwether Foxgrove notes on her person, which could be detrimental if she gets out, let alone is still left to live.
You can all roll me an insight with Callisti if you want.
With pleasure.
I'm
I
skipping.
don't know if I really want to, but
I'm gonna burn my inspiration. I don't wanna. If that's something else
So glad it gave me the 17.
Bleh.
I thought it rolled over to the 7. I was going to be very sad.
Actually, you know what? For shits and giggles, because I haven't used it yet too, I'll burn my psychic die, which I think is the D8 to add to that. So give me 1 second.
17's high enough.
Okay, then never mind.
Zamar, that makes sense. You're not really paying attention.
The big people are.
Oh my goodness.
Deckham, Elliot, Kael. You haven't seen her be disheveled. I mean, she's looked tired and stuff, but this is more like almost a desperation. As she speaks. Just make sure your priorities are right. You want to leave, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just do what you have to. Just don't get killed.
We're generally really good at that occasionally.
I mean, besides taking a 7th, 8th level spell to the face, I think I can survive much now.
Plus, if we're lucky, we could find some of Margula's crew kind of mixing up in the war, and that gives us one more advantage when fighting him.
Right, speaking of Margula, I've been running a couple of theories and the like, gestures to Kael, considering things that you have seen.
Part of me worries what amalgamations are going to be waiting on the battlefield, though, considering, especially with Meriwether Foxgrove book, some extensive knowledge on old Oni blood and a few other things. Kind of worries me what the fuck we're going to run into.
Putting that part on the side, look towards the Callisti. Is there a possibility that a pirate ship or a ghost ship in this particular case can become the actual Dark Lord itself?
I mean, anything's possible. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, Bluebeard is the Dark Lord of his domain, of which is the ship. I don't know. If a ship could become a Dark Lord itself, I'm sure
Well,
Margulia is.
the issue is when I saw my brother on the Isles where we were. My brain's derping on where the fuck we just were. My brain wants to say the Oni Isles, but I know it's not correct.
We did saw your brother on the Oni Isles, or rather, you made the connection to him.
Yeah. Okay. No, I got that. I for some reason I thought it was called something else in my head.
Shogunate Isles.
Shogunate Isles. Thank you. Jesus. Well, we were on the Shogunate Isles, and I made a mental link for a brief moment and lapse of judgment with my brother, who is apparently part of Margulius' crew. I didn't hear one voice in his head, but many. So part of me is starting to wonder that the Dark Lord is the ship in the sense that it's collecting souls and just giving them properties to carry out its bidding through other individuals.
It's a possibility.
Still kind of worried about that. At least that's, I believe, what Elliot was inferring to. How do you kill a Dark Lord ship?
Dark Lord bullets.
Fire.
A divine smite.
I don't think all of those work. It looks like Callisti.
I haven't found something that I couldn't punch to death yet.
Likewise myself, and you had stabbed him a lot with that weird funny knife of yours.
I don't know how that'll work against a giant ship.
I'm sure it will. At least we'll know if it's a Dark Lord or not.
And I could make the wind move.
Sure?
In the general area around me.
Elliot actually looks over to Deckham. You know, considering that we ran into very briefly that large white kraken, and it may be extremely pissed at you for using the spell upon it to persuade it to not bother us, do you think we could have it on a crash course toward Margulia's ship?
Maybe if I get a bit more powerful? But I can't really control what he can do. I can just, suggest things to him.
Oh, I meant
Wait.
in the horrible sense of you calling out to it, telling it that you are on Margulia's ship. Being on that ship, it comes after you, and then you leave while it deals with the ship.
It'd also be... Maybe we can make friends with it, but I very highly doubt it.
Elliot's just suggesting the whole bait and switch moment.
Oh, no, I completely understand.
I could take over a person for a minute, but probably not a monster of that caliber. Or any monster, really.
I was also assuming it's not an abomination from the Far Realms.
Oh, yes, then we're fucked.
I really hope it's not.
Well, all things considered, Zamar retrieved his object after we dealt with the Dark Lord of the Shogunate Isles, the supposed self-proclaimed immortal emperor, which was actually a lich using an egg containing the souls of all the people in there. It was quite interesting being embedded into a wall after exploding the phylactery.
While we're kind of here, I'm curious, because I do have a stone of sending. What is... My brain is getting really bad with... Give me 1 minute, I'm going to look through something real quick, so we can keep going.
Yep, Elliot then adds, though I am curious though, since if I'm understanding correctly, those Shogunate Islands are now being released out to the, well, this realm. Were we not supposed to collect our objects? That was such
Meanwhile, in
a
another universe. Sorry. No, it's kind of funny. I was just timed really funny.
No, it wasn't me. That was
Are your,
Declan.
are your servos malfunctioning back on?
Does it really like the word
I think I found the spaghetti.
That's right.
I think those things must be burnt to crisp by now.
Moogle, I have a stone ascending, right? And technically,
Yes.
I'd like to contact Vasily. This will be the actual sending portion of it, since it's technically not the one that's connected.
Okay.
But Elliot continues his train of thought of slightly more of a murmur toward Zamar. Zamar, you gave your item to your father. I think that might just set Clissy's plans a bit.
I felt it necessary to ensure that I would be back. A promise to my father, if you will.
Wait. You gave an item that we need to leave to your dad, so now we can't, who is leaving this plane of existence.
You may want to leave.
I think you kind of failed to understand the point here. We need all our items to make a portal. And your father is apparently getting disconnected from this plane of existence. Do you see the problem now? I'm waiting for Zimar's brain to catch up.
I was aware, yes.
Okay, cool. Are we gonna be stuck here? Looks like Callisti.
No, I factored in this problem.
So it's also possible to use Zamar's item as an anchor for the outside realm.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, that worked out in a strange, coincidental, and fruitful manner.
So, in a lucky bout, is that you did that. Yeah. It does make it harder, but you should still be able to escape. If nothing else happens, or don't fail to get last one.
Damn, just enough words. Well, I had one left, but I got the saying in.
Hey, buddy.
How's the harbor going?
Lots of weapons.
I will continue that because I'll probably make it and I will keep it. Because it's just now like integrated sailor talk at this point. I'm waiting for Vasily's response because I know it's going to be fucking horrible. I don't have to roll anything, right? You already have like what's planned, so I don't have to roll. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as Kyle kind of pulls the stone and pops it out, I just messaged Vasily, so we're gonna kind of see how everything's going. Hopefully it's not too bad. I hope. Probably fucked, but boots on the ground's always nice.
At the very least, we'll have something of a destination or a heading to go towards. Though that being said, Elliot will let the necklace that he has, or at least that he retrieved from the island of Cicero, and give it to Callisti. Considering that you'll be the one doing the ritual, it's best that you hold on to the item.
Why lemons?
It's a technically a inside joke that started a while ago between Harley, because I was saying when she was using sending, say lol, and then I made the joke that, oh, it stands for lots of lemons, and now it's kind of been like an inside joke that all pirates use that as a term that also technically is supposed to be a joke on preventing scurvy. It's such a bad joke.
So many layers.
Yeah.
Like the lemon.
You have no idea, but the shop is fine for now. Why would you want to come here? Why lemons? Sorry, I stepped away for a minute because I had to do something. But... Oh,
Lord.
dude, Kyle, as she's like getting the sending back, do people in Novikaz not have the lots of lemons slang?
In Novikaz? I don't think I've told you about that place.
No. In oh my god, shut the fuck up.
I don't.
Chodoba.
Gungu.
Ellie just kind of
No,
tells
I was referring to the Plains of Dread. Unless my brain just completely turned off for a minute.
It did.
You did. Pretty hard.
Just to the nosedive. But do people in the Plains of Dread not understand the slang of lots of lemons at all?
This is my first time hearing it. Is that some
It doesn't
sort
make
of...
any sense.
Oh, it's literally was a in-joke that you would take lots of lemons whenever you went on a journey to prevent scurvy, but then it just kind of became a joke known as lol whenever someone was leaving on a journey, so a lot of players would just say that, or lots of lemons whenever someone left.
But if I'm not mistaken, the alchemist is not leaving. We are the ones leaving to location.
Exactly, hence why I said lots of lemons, because technically we're leaving. It's a whole layer of things.
Right. But yeah, Elliot will just pass his necklace to Callisti, and it just says, since you'll be enacting that rituals for us to escape, and I guess for better protection of items, I'll leave this in your care.
Okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the lots of lemons thing, but I guess it's like the Flammenwerfer.
The fucking what now?
It wears Flammen.
Flamethrower. It works, Flamen.
Oh,
Your
weird. There was someone.
these off-world, otherworld terminologies and slang, as I believe one of the terms of it is.
You know what's
is
the worst
above
part,
mine.
Google? I think you used that term actually for Snowy's group. One at the chamber.
We use Fire Swing.
Okay, sorry. Completely different.
Flammenwerfer was actually something I used on you guys because you rolled bad in the trenches.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Now I remember.
Yes, I remember that. But Ellie will not know any of this stuff, so I'm rolling with that.
Okay. Now that we're throwing fake words at each other, Kyle, do we want to head out now or rest for the night? I'm assuming we want to rest for the night.
Elliot gestures to
I think we should
Kay and
let
Deckham.
Deckham have some time with Kay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I kind of figured.
I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Neither am I.
I would be most shocked if either of you had.
Deckham,
Yes.
how do you feel now?
Like that gear in my gut got unjammed.
That's good.
It is good.
We're not the best of people for
I'm just not gonna say anything because at this point it's just more fun to watch as Kyle just starts drinking. Good luck, buddy.
He looks over to Kay. I don't understand.
Elliot just adds, I suggest you do a thorough cleanup for Deckham, considering the amount of unwanted food and crap that Kyle may have put into him without his permission.
Oh shit, my waffle!
You have forsaken your waffle.
That one was only this morning.
If I find a waffle in here, I'm going to kill you.
It's not actually a waffle, that was a joke. There was 3 bagels in there, though. Jesus, under her
pancake.
It was actually a crepe. Or crepe. What is it?
Yes.
Friend Deckham.
You know, this must be a new thing. I swear, I feed them as they begin walking back to like the workshop.
You know,
They're on a very caloric-based diet.
the workshop
that'll
looks
be
a
sexy.
lot more organized, like somebody who's had way too much time.
You have been bored.
I've read half the books that are in her library. The other half I can't even understand because they're in languages I can't. And half of them that she's written that I don't want to read.
Yes, I would suggest not reading most of the things she's written. She seems to be a very single-tracked individual. I've been noticing something other, obviously, than the random food stuck in me. When I leave, there's a sensation. It's one of those feeling things again. It's like there's a piece that's not there.
Do you know what piece is missing?
The only correlation I have to it is that the farther away I get from the island and you, my old tendencies seem to pop back in. I'm more of a hair trigger. I'm nervous again.
Okay, have you had any other thoughts or feelings about it?
I meditated in a garden for an entire day and ran some diagnoses and nothing was wrong. I just got, I believe the term that my friends used was homesick. But not for the tower or where we used to live, but for you.
Oh.
And then Kyle started laughing again.
Well, I think Kyle is a very lonely person who probably needs to come out of her shell. But I feel the same way about you when you leave, Declan. As she puts her hand on your cheek.
Yeah, he can't hide it. All the lights go pink. That's new.
Yeah. We can run diagnostics if you think it's a problem.
He kind of stops looking overhead. The head tilts down towards her.
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
He'll sit down on whatever workbench, or if there's like a couple of chairs, he sits down and pulls her up one.
She'll sit down.
I don't... I mean, obviously these are new to me, but... I think I've read about this one.
And
Okay.
which,
I think I'm in love with you. And the real one, not just you're my creator. Or programmer or anything like that.
well, she kind of looks a little off to the side a little bit. She's blushing. I have to admit that I've had thoughts. Okay. Where do we go from here?
I have no idea.
He'll just grab her hand.
And we're going to move the conversation from there. So, Elliot, you had given the full rundown.
He's trying to bullet point it as, or condense it as much as possible. It's not taking too much time. Though the player wants to make the joke of adding the right equipment, but that's for another topic on that. But anyway.
She gets to custom make it.
All I can think of is the song by Voltaire called "The Sexy Data Tango."
Uh-oh. I'm glad to listen to that eventually.
It's a Star Trek song.
Ah. I don't know. I don't.
Is it about red coats or red shirts?
No, it's about androids.
Which is why I'm
Oh,
trying to
God.
remember, but I'm drawing a blank, sadly. But, yeah. Elliot will just give Clisty the... He'll break it down as quick and easy as possible. Also, his hunches and thoughts of the fact that, considering that Kyle's brother was supposed to be dead or have been killed by Margula, why is he now appearing on the ship? And also the mentioning of Lady Morwen saying that the cruise ship members don't have a soul when they've already killed one of the at least a couple of the crew members. He also mentions about his somewhat suspicions of the weird knife that Kyle has. And also shows the mirror that helped change both his tenants, as well as was instrumental in dealing with the situation of the Shogunate Isles and helping the children in the island of Cicero with their vampiric taint. At least one out of the three, one medium and one unfortunately not.
Do you tell her or do you show it to her?
He showed.
You went to find it and it wasn't there.
Checks his belongings. Huh. I guess it served its purpose.
Items like that do have a way of finding their way back home. I mean, I've made a couple like that myself, so wouldn't be too hard.
Well, considering that when we saved the island of the Shogunate Isles, upon destroying the immortal emperor's phylactery, dawn was rising. So I'm under suspicion that since the emperor was killed, the island was no longer bound to him, and it had a chance to leave.
They were a very relatively recent addition. Relatively. For my time, but yeah, they can do that.
Also, I'm guessing I still got the child's doll that's still cursed.
Remind me where you got that?
Morwen passed it to him when he cursed it, the nail chick. I forgot her name.
Oh. That doll. Okay.
LA just holds it up, almost ready to smash the thing with a divine smite empowered fist. I don't suppose you know what this is, do you?
It looks like a child's doll.
Considering this showed up by the one I mentioned, Miss Lady Morwen, and upon me almost enacting a curse on the murderous woman that killed a bunch of villagers.
Callisti kind of stops for a moment. She pulls out a pearl, pulls it up to her eye. Well, does not seem to be cursed. It's just a child's doll with... Yeah, that's blood.
Elliot puts it back into his satchel, at least with the belongings. At least I'll keep this with me to remind me of when I changed my tenants from conquest to being an avenger.
I'm impressed by what you did there. Especially with everything that happened. I did not expect you to actually succeed in sending that domain back by defeating its Dark Lord. Granted, it really... You were only a small part. Big. It's hard to tell with that situation.
We simply fulfill the roles that are given to us. If all we did was a small contribution for a greater plan, then so be it. As long as it is for the better and for the good of all. And not for the wickedness and vile beings that wish to manipulate others for their own machinations. That being said, the situation with Margula is oddly coincidental, as he is leading us to places that have an emotional damage to many of us, as you have mentioned. It seems like he is feeding off on our suffering, such as the Cross Manor, the island of Cicero, our recent goings to the Shogunate Isles, and oddly enough in between, Kael's odd connection to this Valeria and some of Deckham's past being dredged out. What exactly is, if you are able to speak about it, Margula's actual powers, if he is not what he seems to be as a Dark Lord?
He's a very charismatic man. I don't really know, beyond that, what powers he actually holds, other than his crew. My time with him just showed him to be another thug. Something else is at play. I don't know what.
Well, considering that we've also encountered beings that seem to have a control and manipulation of death itself, I'm wondering if he is some sort of necromancer of the like. Not like that of Miss Syndra, but of another caliber and style.
I mean, unless he's really come to be quite different, that man could barely cast a spell if he tried.
Considering the things that we've encountered, one does not need to be a magus or an adept in the arcane arts. They just need to be in access and control of an item or artifact that gives them power, such as the Lich, the immortal emperor that had both a jade egg and a staff that gave him immense amounts of power. Or, as he leans to the side, showing the blade of the Black Templar still in its hilt, right on his back, opponent enough magical artifact or weapon that can give them access to abilities that they normally would not have naturally.
I can't really say, because during my time with him I didn't see anything that would suggest that situation was like that. Perhaps he does have some item or magic that he is using, perhaps even curse. Sure, really. All I know is he's dangerous, his ship is dangerous, and we have a fight ahead of us. Time. He has been seen by Bell's Harbor. Partially why I wish for you not to get involved in the situation at Bell's Harbor.
And yet,
it's already muddled enough.
And yet, if he is the one that's feeding off on suffering and the like, would it not make sense that he is the instigator of the situation? Though, it could also be that he is leading us on that breadcrumb trail.
If he's leading Kyle there, it is to hurt her. That's why I'm saying stay out. From what I can tell, he has not given over the artifact. He's took. He's got a personal interest in Kyle that I don't quite understand.
And yet, since he has not given said artifact, but yet we're seeing remnants of Kyle's past, especially one of the other, I believe she said, successful creations wandering about freely within the other domains. I have two ideas which I could also be completely wrong, as there's no heavy grounding on them. But is it possible that Margula might just be one of Valeria's cohorts, in a sense?
Weirdly enough, he mentioned her a couple of times, along with another named Charlize. He actually said it much with a lot of spite. Really didn't like.
It hasn't been that long,
Either.
but was Charlize the one that I ran into in Paradon?
Charlize was the one you guys ran into in Mordhold
Ah,
that took the book.
AKA the fun woman Kyle's kind of worried about.
The Schlington Gambler.
Yep.
I think we ran into that one. Or at least that's the one that I think Kyle mentioned was the perfected one. Or vice versa. Can't quite remember now.
Now, she was what was used to basically, from what Kyle said, she was used to test out how it would work on her, and then eventually, I guess not perfected, but like was a test subject for her.
Kyle was the prototype.
Yeah, she's the advanced model, basically.
Yeah, no, this is just Elliot not quite still understanding the whole science and everything stuff. Arth is still more fantasy based. Right, well, we'll see what can be done, but if Margula still is holding on to Kyle's item, there has to be a reason why he has such a fixation on her, just as much as Valeria seems to have a fixation on her as well. And I have on that second part, I can't help but feel like there is a sickening twist of connections that is revolving around Kyle and that Margula and Valeria situation, if they're both going to be in Bell's Harbor now.
I'm just concerned because theoretically, Margulia is simply trying to draw Kyle into the war to get her captured again. Because what's more torturous than having to be someone's test subject again?
Well, then he's done a good job in putting us all in situations where we're tested mentally and emotionally.
I'm talking more about what Valencia did to Kyle.
And I shall double down on it. Margula has been placing us in situations that has been testing our character more so than the usual. Hence why I'm curious as to why he has such a fixation on her, to the point that he's leading her to the spot where she can be captured again by the very same one that she has a grudge with.
If I had to guess, familiarity? If I'm not mistaken, the four of you are all from the same plane, world. Am I correct, Kyle?
Sorry, spacing out while you were talking what?
I believe Margulia, Valeria, and Charlize, and you are all from the same world?
Three of us are? I remember seeing Margulia's ship in our realm, but I don't know if he's necessarily from our realm. Right, if I'm remembering it correctly, that's what I was told. I saw his ship, but I've never seen him personally.
You could easily assume that he is from...
Okay, I guess because the make and model of the ship
there was
would also...
enough.
Yeah, like, especially with his ship would match, like, a lot of, probably, like, Avu, or, like, those kind, like, a style of ship you would easily be able to pinpoint out.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah. Let me retcon that. Yeah, pretty sure we're all from the same homeworld, or plane, or whatever fancy world you want to spin it.
That is disturbing news to me.
So does that mean four of us are all competing for a way out? Like some kind of sick, twisted game?
From where she's been acting, I do not think Valeria or Charlize care to leave. Maybe Charlize, I'm not sure. She seems to be a wild card. Margulia does seem to be searching for a way out.
Alright, so that's one person. I really don't know. Hope I don't have to deal with him if we get to Bell's Harbor, but I kind of feel like we might. Yeah, well. Inevitability is the cruel irony of fate, no?
Indeed.
Plus, I've been meaning to put another notch in my blade now that I can understand how this thing works. Hopefully she doesn't mind being made an example out of. He just lets out a long sigh.
Well, you all probably have a long trip ahead of you. Unless you have anything else to speak of, I'd suggest you get some rest.
Yeah.
We'll do just that, and you also get some rest as well. And I will use Lay on Hands, on Callisti and give her... heck with it. I'll give her the full 55 points.
Okay. She looks less tired.
Looks like she needs it. As Ellie's going to go to his own room, he'll just probably shout in the direction of Decaman K's laboratory. Most of us are turning in. You two enjoy your night as well. We'll be ready to head out in the morning.
Sounds like a plan, Elliot.
I imagine there's a sound of wrenches dropping.
Oh shit, is my strudel done?
Right, Ellie will do his he'll do his
Don't
prayers.
answer.
He'll just do his prayers.
Thank Cuthbert, please bless her soul to not die today.
No, it's more like St. Cuthbert, make sure that Kyle keeps her mouth shut so she doesn't get herself massacred by everyone else.
St. Cuthbert, why did you sit me here on this path?
And that would be the case.
Let's see. Should I make anybody roll for dreams?
Nah, I'm good on trauma. Thanks, though, for asking.
I'm rolling hot today.
Oh no!
No.
Well, it's actually lucky for you because I set it for low and
Ah!
you roll much higher than that.
Huzzah!
So, the night comes and goes. You all feel rested. And the piece of Haig's lighthouse sets in. Lets you all get a good rest.
I gotta keep forgetting to sleep in chairs. God, these things hurt my back. Kyle is kind of stretching.
It's really the position of the legs.
And thanks, Sidmar. Ow.
You know, there is a free bed in that room. I am simply sleeping on the ceiling.
That's fine. I'm just contemplating some stuff anyway.
I'm sure.
Oh, God. Oh, no, goddamn, Moogle.
That wasn't me. Somebody else was moving.
No,
I was over there, sorry.
That was probably me.
I meant the 97 by the seat of your pants.
Oh.
Made me laugh.
You put ears and visors together, you're like 100.
If you put my advisors together, it's also close to that. So I rolled a 95. Oh, alright, well, I understand Pels Harbor is kind of in rumble. And we're gonna go have fun. I need a drink. My back is sore. And I need some seawater on my legs. And she's just kind of stretching her arms above her head. Oh, God, it's been a while.
Alright, now that I think about it, we did leave those. Looks over to Callisti, but then back to Kyle. Where did we leave our transportation last time when we returned to Paradon City?
What transportation? Oh, yeah, that's my neck. There we go.
I
What
believe-
transportation?
I believe I had the cybernetic horse, as Declan pointed out, and the convoy.
Oh, they already started, so we're kind of playing catch up.
Ellie stops talking as he sees the food, takes the breakfast. Thank you, Declan.
Quick, easy, and high protein. Sounds like we're going to need all of that today.
You got like something peanut butter bar quick, Dickum? As Kyle holds her hand open, like ready to catch something that's about to shoot at her.
No,
But you actually don't have any peanut butter bars today?
not for you.
I see that the cleaning did not go as planned, Declan, or...
No, I think it did.
Huh?
I think he's just mad at me.
Yes, I am.
Huh.
Look, I apologize.
Stop sticking food in me. I have food and a place where it goes.
I was like thinking about it for a minute. Like you just think of, fine. You sure you don't have any peanut butter squares? Oh, I thought I smelled peanut butter earlier.
Yes, I made peanut butter toast.
Thank you. Kyle's just, like holds out her hand.
He incites you. Yes.
I'm not lying. Kyle's done nothing today. She's been like laying on a chair. Look, at least for the time being, there's nothing cooking inside you. And that much I won't lie. Also because I'm pretty sure Mistress K has like something that looks like a gun pointed at me.
That's a welding torch, actually.
I know what that is. That looks like a nail gun. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking it might actually be like a form of a rivet gun.
I unfortunately have no knowledge of any of these things.
Well, welding torch generally uses magical components that uses alchemist fire to kind of burn bright in order to weld two pieces of metal together.
Interesting.
It's a lot more common than just the wizard casting like fire hands or something to use as a welding torch. And it's more efficient too because 9 times out of 10 you won't have the wizard burn something down.
Oh no.
Yeah, so what she's holding right now is a object that can fire a metal bar through 2 plates of steel to attach them to each other at high velocity.
That actually
She's
sounds more
incredibly
efficient.
accurate with.
Keep away from the woman with the rivet gun. Understandable.
I see. That actually sounds very efficient for a forge.
I think that was a threat. I'll just stop Elliot before he adds more.
I mean, considering that sometimes you do happen to have a very thick skull at times, I can understand that she needs to weld your brain back together a bit.
Oh my god.
He says it with such a straight face, even though it was a poor attempt at a joke.
You know, I think she got it, but she's like, yeah. Anyway. I promise there is no food, or there will be no more food inside of Deckham's exhaust plates, even if they were covered with motor oil that weren't all that bad. Looking at Kay, who's still probably holding the rivet gun at her.
I am most surprised you're able to consume such items.
Like I said, a lot of my taste buds kind of got fucked and or neutered due to A, the environment I grew up in, and B, part of this whole, and she kind of motions at herself. You do know, like, goats and the like can eat, like, metal and cans without, and stomach that as well, right?
I have been raised by a dwarf. I think I understand the problem. Considering that Greybeard had the dwarf surprise, and the dwarven stew, yes, I can somewhat understand.
Alright. Well,
Though I suppose in Greybeard's sense of words, it is the dwarven stew jackpot.
do I even want to know?
Considering that the only thing that is not allowed in the dwarven stew jackpot is a screaming sentient creature, no.
Oh, it just sounds like a worse, horrible potluck.
Alright, so I don't suppose we're all ready?
Yeah, we should be good.
I'm ready.
Lamar, you alright, or are you just sunbathing at the window?
I am ready.
Alright, let's get a move on, crew. We got shit to do. Don't have a lot of daylight, in retrospect, considering what daylight is here, and we gotta get to probably a burnt down city at this point. Though we can at least take shelter, hopefully, in Valerian shop, because apparently it's still open.
I thought we were out to kill Valeria.
Or not Valeria, my brain... The Venus... The Sealy shop is still open. Maybe. It might also be burned down to the ground at this point.
Oh, right. The one that we joke calling him Vaseline at one point.
We called him Vaseline?
Yes. I don't know what that is, but it sounded funny.
Something that lets you do a slip and slide.
I see.
What?
There is an intentional pause. Long stare. And he just says, I see.
Anyway... What a fun night this is gonna be. Kyle just cracks knuckles as she kind of like puts her hands behind her head. Been a while since I've been part of a revolution.
Mistress K stops Deckham on his way out. Gives him a kiss on his faceplate. Just please come back. In one piece.
I'll do everything I can. Pull her in for a hug and
She hugged you back.
there's no war that can stop me. I've already been through several.
Alright.
Don't you look at me like that, Sam. He walks up. He follows his friends.
Xanis just has that smug grin of, yep. So, you guys board your ship. Everything's fine that way. As you know, Bell's Harbor is not that long of a trip from Hagg's Lighthouse. Travel. The mist seems to not really let up as you approach what you know to be Bell's Harbor. Deckham, being that you don't have factory senses, or do you?
I think we said that I do.
Okay.
Or at least I have sensors that tell me what I'm smelling.
Okay. And I believe Elliot has seen it now. The first wafts of the smell of Bell's Harbor begin to hit your noses. The smell of burning wood, long burnt flesh and hair. As the mist parts, you see a city in rubble. Fires still burn. Ships in the port firing upon each other. Some even just firing into the city itself. Bell's Harbor is at war. And you're sailing right into it.
Well, Kyle, you got your revolution now.
She just kind of lets the knife kind of drop down to like around her hip. Well, we only have 2 objectives. Find Castle and make sure Valaria doesn't get out of here alive.
Let's save my boy.
All right, that is where we're going to call it for tonight. A little bit shorter than usual, but there's a lot to prep for out of this. So, I have been Goth Moogle, your DM for this evening. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to continue this, to see what the shit show becomes. And I will pass it over to the next DM in line, Miser.
Hello, everyone. This is Miser Mark. I play as Elliot, the now not so serious knockoff Blade, but as I am also the DM for Into the Wildlands, this coming Sunday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Probably some more RP stuff. Party getting their little bit of power-ups and changes. Reconvene with some old and familiar NPC buddies and all that stuff. Get back to their base. Replan what their next actions are going to be. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen for Drake's Salvation by Jeebus Dingus.
Well, speaking of Drakes, the party has gotten back into Gravencliff and are having a bit of downtime where some party members are taking off on their own adventures while others are returning from different adventures. Yes, we have Jackal back. Iron Ball is currently debriefing with Parable, which is always a fun experience, and Rowan has decided to join the Burning Crows for their next mission, so hopefully we will have Rowan's player back in the next couple of weeks, but at this point she's taking a bit of a break. We've got a lot of planning to do and making sure everything's all set, so the party has possibly another day of downtime in Gravencliff, but I will throw it over to Mr. Free-for-All.
Hello, it's me, Zinmar, or Sir Free For All. It's been really nice wrapping up my sort of my arc and continuing on. This is certainly one of the longest campaigns that I've been a part of, which is also pretty awesome too. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Sir Free For All, on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So, yeah, I'll throw it over to the Mariner.
Hello, I am Transpacific Mariner. You can kind of find all my stuff and socials in the link below. And yeah, I'm playing the ever enthusiastic and bombastic food smuggling rogue, I guess, now. But yeah, and we'll kind of see what happens after this arc. And in One in the Chamber, we get to go to the other end and watch as our ranger plays How Much Can I Go Without Trying to Get Myself Killed?
Don't worry, I'm speed running to death, baby.
And anyway, that's all I really have on my end, so I'll throw it back to Moogle to close us out.
Yep. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you again 2 weeks, or if you join us for the other ones, we'll catch you again next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.